Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. The Edge of Sleep stars Mark Fishbach. Follow a night watchman who finishes his shift at work to discover that everyone in the world who went to sleep the previous night has died. All 6 episodes of The Edge of the Sleep is all out on Amazon Prime. This is Markiplier's first TV show, besides like the YouTube Red stuff. Like, you know, I don't. Different realm. I've seen them all. They were pretty entertaining for what they were, but 2 separate things. This is actually like, you know, his full-on actual like first time producing like a high-budget TV show. At least I think, because like I you know, anything that's put on YouTube, I think is like a different type of mindset that you should go into while watching like an actual TV show. So this one was kind of like thrown on me. I wasn't really, I didn't know much about it going into it because the marketing hasn't started yet. It's supposed to start on the 18th, which is tomorrow, at least at the time of this recording. I'm gonna hopefully get this up on the 17th. But I sat down all day today, watched all the episodes, and well, it's pretty much what, you know, most YouTubers would put out. Now, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate because, you know, this is getting positive reviews, mostly probably from Markiplier fans. I'm a Markiplier fan too, but I'm also a person that is very honest about his opinion. And so I'm not one of those people that will like anything and to be nice to someone because like they're someone I like. So that's, I'm gonna be brutally honest about what I think about something. And if sometimes, you know, and that's kind of Hollywood. So if you're not liking criticism, probably shouldn't be in Hollywood. I mean, I deal with criticism on here all the time, so it's nothing new. I will say this, that the concept of what Mark was going for actually works. I don't know if he had involvement of writing. He was an exec producer, so I don't know if this was his idea itself. But he doesn't seem like he had any form of writing credit on it, I don't think. The idea that one night that people go to sleep, they never wake up again, was actually very interesting. I was curious to see what they go with it, but it takes forever to get any form of answers about something that goes on. Like, you're like 5 episodes in, and next year you're finally getting some form of like, you know, answer to what the hell is actually going on. And like, you know, there's sprinkles a little bit of what's going on. Like, Mark has this like, you know, form of like, you know, past that when it came to when he was when he's sleeping in his dreams, and that kind of gets all tied into what's going on right now in the present day of this show. It's some form of answers that way, but by that point you're like, yeah, we kind of figured and we kind of already know, and the movie would retread things that the audience would already know. Like, for example, in episode 2, while the world was going to shit, literally a scene of characters that involve Mark and that involve 2 other characters. I can't remember their names. That's how forgettable that these characters are. Scene, they're talking to a character that has no clue what's going on, and they're just sitting around retelling things that we as the audience already know. So it just kind of feels pointless. And so that there is a lot of scenes in this throughout the show, throughout the episodes, that feel pointless, and they're not very long episodes. They're like 20 minutes long, with the last one being 25 minutes, which is not really true because when I clicked on it, it was actually 21 minutes. So that's a complete fucking lie. So when your show has a very short amount of time, there isn't enough time to have these characters sit down and talk about something that we as the audience already know, when you shouldn't really. If you're gonna mention some stuff to this character to, you know, at least bring the character up to date, and you want the have the audience see this character's reactions, that's fine. But you can have a scene while these characters are walking, or having these characters do something else in the scene instead of just sitting there, literally just like them just talking to one another. And while the world's going to shit, like and they're just having like a normal conversation. It's just like, oh yeah, so yeah, the world's, yeah, when you go to sleep, you die. It's like, oh. The movie focuses around Dave, who's Mark's character, Matteo. I have no idea how to say his character name or the actor's name, but the actor that was in the show was in like The Flash and like Legends of Tomorrow. So he was actually really good in the show. He was actually funny a tiny bit, and you followed like this nurse, and you follow Mark's character's ex-girlfriend as well in this show. So these are kind of like the core characters, and they're the ones that are main focus on, and they're the ones seeing everything happen. Really, it takes place in this hospital majority of the show, until like the final 2 episodes where they actually go to a different location. That's when things actually start to pick up, when they actually leave the hospital. While they're here at the hospital, nothing really progressed. Majority of the time, it's just retreading stuff that we already know, and we kind of connected the dots ourselves. So when things are actually progressing and we get some form of answers, it's not really a satisfying payoff at the end, because the answers that you get are not really answers. You don't get any sense of form of conclusion in this show, and it does end in a way where they want a second season. But none of the questions here in the first season never get answered. You ask the question, okay, why is this world going to shit? Why are people dying in their sleeps? And actually, when you figure those things out, you're like, okay, why? You get a form of answer, but you don't get the why to the answer. So the story is just not really interesting because there's nothing that really grasp to. I mean, the show looks really good. Like, it does look like it has some form of a budget towards it. The acting is decent at best. Everyone holds up Markiplier because his acting is not the greatest. But you don't care about any of the characters. You don't get any form of character development, and whenever there's some form of subplot brought up, it's immediately dropped. And the way that they do some form of character development, or characterizations for these characters, it's like for one scene and it's quick and done, and it's for a subplot later on in the film. It's like, oh yeah, you are a pilot, right? And it's like, yeah, well, good thing that you are, because we need you for this, for this plot points. And it's like, okay, how convenient this. The pacing is really slow, and you can really feel it, even though these episodes are 20 minutes long each. It actually feels like someone took like a 2-hour movie, chopped it up into pieces, and it's like, here you go, here's your show. I'm gonna give The Edge of Sleep a D+. It does look really good. There's a lot of creepy imagery in the show, and the acting was decent at best. But as like a TV show, difference from a YouTube, like a YouTube Red thing, drastically worse in my opinion. I would rather watch a lot of his YouTube Red stuff over this. I give more benefit of the doubt when it comes to like YouTube stuff, because that's like put on YouTube. It's like, okay, well, if the quality's low, it's like whatever. And if the writing's not the greatest, it's like kind of whatever. As long as it makes sense and it's entertaining. Here, it's a little bit more different. It's a different ballpark, a different type of ball game. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.